Hello and welcome to a very special video here on the site of what will be the new UTC in Swindon, and this comes to you courtesy of Swindon Heritage and also Swindon UTC TV. And it's a very exciting site despite the gloomy, horrible February day that we have today. It's an amazing amount of work taking place between demolition, refurbishment, building and so on. And to give us a bit of a guide through what is actually happening and what was here originally, we've got Graham Carter here from Swindon Heritage. So maybe Graham, you could start giving us a little tour of the area and explain what was here originally.
Yeah, it's an interesting site actually, interesting part of the works. Most of the buildings are the same age, 1870s or late 1860s. On this side is what used to be the fire station in the 20th century. Fire station that end, and this end was a workshop where they refurbish fire extinguishers. At one stage they refurbished 5,000 fire extinguishers a year, which gives you an impression of how big the whole railway works was.
Well, let's go and have a look around. So Graham, this building is actually something that's rather close to your heart, I believe.
It is, because my late father worked here. He was a full-time fireman, and his office was just in that corner. They've only just knocked it down. Yeah, a lot of memories here. There was a control board on there where they used to call the firemen when they were on course. Most of them worked in the village in the early days, and we'd have an ambulance and 2 fire engines. It's nice to see the doors are still here as well. I don't think they're going to stay there, but they are going to be saved, and it'd be nice to see them in their new place. And again,
probably the only reminder of what this building was used for is the hydrant over here.
Yeah, that'd make a nice feature in somebody's house, wouldn't it? I wonder what they're going to do with it. Yeah, I think that is probably literally the only thing that tells you that it was a fire station here now, apart from the doors.
So the fire engines would have been here and they would have gone out through these big doors?
Yeah, there were 2 fire engines in my time. In the 1960s there was a converted Land Rover and a 1942 Dennis, which even then I thought was quite old-fashioned, but that kept going until the works closed in 1986.
So Graham, before we go in next door, this area, you can see what's fascinating is all of the different areas where different walls were and so on. What was this area used for?
Well, I remember this very well actually, because this is where they kept their uniforms, the firemen, the full-time ones and the part-time ones on call. And they had their boots there and their helmets, so you could, if you were a little kid, you could try their helmets on, pretend to be a fireman. It was great.
Fantastic. Let's have a look in here. So again, this is another space that has gone through a lot of transformations over the years, but I'm intrigued by the doors at the back. Yeah,
old doors. There's still a debate what they were for, but it certainly goes back to sort of the horse-drawn days, 1870s, this building, and speculation that the fire engines used to go out through there if they needed to go on the line.
If there's an actual fire on the track somewhere.
Yeah, but we're not really sure. It's a bit of a mystery at the moment.
Okay, well let's go over this way. So Graham, what was the building on the far side there?
Well, that was the original school, because the GWR had its own school from 1844. Those buildings are a little bit later, about 1870s, and they're listed.
So Graham, they're busy taking out the asbestos from the old building at the moment, but maybe give us an idea of what it was like in its heyday.
Well, this part of the site was originally laboratories where they do all kinds of testing for metal, for coal, for water, all kinds of different things from all over the works were brought here.
And these are the original desks, I'm guessing?
I think so, yeah. In the old pictures, you see them in the old pictures, and I'm delighted to say they're going to refurbish them and use them in the college when it's finished.
And of course, right next door, we've got the iconic water tower, which I know they're going to keep, and it's going to be very much a symbol of the new UTC.
Yeah, can't wait to see that finished. That's also listed, and it's from 1872, so again, the same era. And the little building on the side, if you could call it a building, that's interesting as well, because that's where the firemen used to dry their hoses.
Wow, amazing. And the building down there on the left-hand side, should we go and have a look inside there?
Yeah.
So Graham, they've already done quite a lot of work in here, including raising the ceiling, but what was the area itself originally?
Well, although we're on ground level, this was originally called the basement, where the workings of the sawmill were, the engines, and the boiler house through there, and all the work was in upstairs.
Let's go and have a look up there then.
So this was the sawmill, or part of it, and it's interesting that they've raised the level of the floor up, because when it was built in 1868, they did the same. They raised it up and they made it so it was level with the railway line out there.
And I see there's some rather interesting, what looked like filled up holes over here. So Graham, what do you think these were? Because you can clearly see the gaps there where they've been filled up with brick, and there's a few more over here. So what do you think they were originally?
It's fantastic how it's exposed the original parts of the building from 1868. And with this, the boiler house was there, the sawmill was here. They used the waste from the sawmill to fuel the boiler. So either there's sawdust going in there or services coming through.
Fascinating,
so, yeah.
Fascinating. So Graham, this is the boiler house you're talking about?
Yeah, this is it, 1868 original boiler house. And they actually found the boiler.
Did they really?
Yeah, they dug it out of the ground just there.
Amazing. Now, is there anywhere else we can see?
Some more original features around the side.
Okay. So Graham, there's a lot of work taking place in here. They're currently raising the floor levels to get them the same as next door, but it's lovely to see so many of the original features still here.
Yeah, it's new stuff, but loads of old stuff, and it's all going to stay, which is fantastic. These columns are date stamped in the 1870s, and it would have been so easy to build a new wall there, but they've kept the original features, which I think will inspire the young people coming into this when they come to work.
Well, it's really, really fascinating. And Graham, thanks so much for taking us around and giving us a historical perspective. And of course, there'll be more in Swindon Heritage as well in the future. And you can keep up to date with all of the developments here at UTC Swindon on the website below. So thanks again to Graham Carter, also to Bam and Craig and all the team here to make us feel so welcome. And of course, to the team at UTC as well. Lots more to come. Thanks for joining us.